2, 1. I've got a new LinkedIn friend.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Damik.
And me, Tom Hall. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, good mate. I'm jealous you're LinkedIn friend.
No. LinkedIn is
jealous.
the place to be, apparently.
I just don't go on LinkedIn ever.
It's so flirty. It's unreal. A little bit of, you have to be in a suit. Ooh, yeah.
Brill.
It's great. The social media. Who the fuck uses LinkedIn? No idea what's going on there.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
I get a lot of DMs in LinkedIn. Very different to the ones you get on Instagram.
I bet they are. I just seem to be hit on Facebook at the moment all the time for people that want to make me have a 7-figure business, online business, and they can do it in 30 days apparently.
30 days?
I just like all the so many of them that are just like ridiculous claims, and some of the videos are just awful. I'm just like, oh my god, people fall for this shit, but people do.
Well, didn't you just sign up? You did, didn't you?
Well, of course I signed up. Yeah, I paid I'm ready to turn 7-figure footprint, mate.
Good for you. So it is officially a 1-year anniversary, right? Not of me and you. We're way past that. Right?
Yeah, biceps and banter. Yeah, it's been going a year. Well, we left Team Box a year ago. So yeah.
So yeah, eventually it happened.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's been a good year, but we just recorded our journey. The first year.
It's been a good year because you're not in Team Box, or a good year because you're with Mike?
Probably both.
Both, I guess. Yeah.
Probably, I suppose. Yeah.
Probably
one led to the other. So can't have one like the other, can you? So yeah, it's been good. It's been a fun year. I can't believe it's only been a year actually, which is really odd when you think back as to how far we've come.
Yeah,
we've done nothing with our time, really. wasted it, if anything.
Absolutely wasted it.
Yeah, we just filmed a video that's going to go out next Tuesday that we are very, very excited about. Possibly our funniest video we've done yet, or we think it is. That doesn't say a lot, does it?
No. Just.
But yeah, no, we enjoyed putting that one together. The first edit's been put together, so yeah, we'll see what happens with the final one on Tuesday. Lovely. But yeah, other than that, mate, nothing crazy is going on in my world. How about you?
Came back to work, didn't I?
Yeah, you started back in your job.
I actually go to work. Right. Annoyingly, so I'll be integrating into onboarding for the Islington branch of Third Space because unfortunately I was meant to be there last week, but I had to go see Dan. So yeah.
After, to be fair, I didn't really want to. To be fair, you just came.
I was there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's a long time, wasn't it?
Long time, mate. You've got some burgers to review.
Very true. I also left my shoes. Which
you're not getting them back.
It was so dumb. I was like, I bought 3 pairs of shoes, one of which were flip-flops, what we were wearing most of the time, right? Because it was apps. Can we just review the weather on that Thursday? I'm sorry. I mean, we were baking the whole time, weren't we? Like, even the Tuesday and the Wednesday were like 30 plus. We were struggling, walking around flip-flops the whole time. And I don't really walk around in flip-flops very much, so like between my toes was getting a bit like, a bit sore. And so obviously I drove back. I didn't drive in my flip-flops. Dan does. Bad man. And,
no, you take them off. You drive barefoot.
All right, I drove barefoot. Yeah.
So I didn't drive my flip-flops.
Obviously, when I drove back, obviously I was like, I've got everything. Left my shoes, brilliant, good work. And then I was going out on the Thursday evening, but I was coming back to London, but I wasn't going to my flat. And obviously I had the palaver. I had to go buy some shoes because I literally only had flip-flops with me. I was like, brilliant. Would have been great. I mean, go for some food, go out, drinks, flip-flops, casual. Good work. I went and bought some shoes. Fun. It was a bit daft, but yeah. What was it? 38 points something.
I think it's 38.7. Didn't it break a record?
7. I mean, I'm sorry. In London, it is a different kind of hot than being there somewhere else. It's just absolutely awful. I went and got my hair cut, and it turned into a wet cut. No fault of its own. Just that amount of sweat.
That is not good
absolutely vile. And the hairdressers didn't have aircon, so I was just like, oh my god. Hairdressers, barbers, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Not a good look, mate. It's very, 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 very sweaty.
Mate, I feel for that barber as well to do that.
Barber having to even touch me is the thing, right?
I just don't. I mean, nah. Wouldn't be the right job. I wouldn't want to do that job in the summer.
No,
sorry,
definitely not. A bit bad. But yeah, so back at work.
It's really weird though. I'll tell you something interesting about barbers, right? So we've got a barber that just opened up in Bath, right? Because we're on the subject, I just want to talk about it. Really random.
It's the barbers we walked past a few times.
Yeah, we walked past it. We talked about it. We walked past it a few times, right? Now my hair and my beard is in drastic need of being cut, right?
Whoa. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Looks awful, yeah.
Hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Brill. Right. Anyway, so I really need to get it cut, right? I must have walked past the place a couple of times over the last few days, and I've had plenty of time to go in there and have it cut. I've got a really weird anxiety about going in there. I don't know what it is. It's not about, like...
Is it because your hair?
No, but I just realised that, like, I genuinely can't be arsed with the chit-chat. As bad as that sounds, I was like...
I kind of understand.
I just feel a bit like... I can't deal with the social pressure of having to talk to the person doing it. I want to just go in and have my hair cut and walk out and just be like, that's fine, that's cool. But I was going to post about Instagram stories of the day, but then I just thought I'd be a bit weird. It doesn't really give it's not really anything that anyone can do anything about. But I feel like a podcast is a good place to talk about it for some reason, because no one can talk back to me about it.
I can, but I kind of understand.
Can't sound weird because I've never had my hair cut. I remember when I was in London. One of the members used to come to our gym a lot. He suggested that I shave it when it was really bad and thinning and all that sort of shit. And everyone was like, "Oh, it looks so good. You should have done it ages ago." Oh, brilliant, cheers. Anyway, he was the first person that did it for me. And after that, obviously, I was like, well, I can do this myself. And I have to pay 30, 40 quid a go, right, in London, to have someone shave my head. So I've always done it myself for the last 4 years. And I don't know why I have this little bit of anxiety about going in there. I have no idea why.
I don't like switching. 100%. I'm very loyal to the person. It's a guy called Mario who cuts my hair. Ever since I've moved into the Marylebone area and done that kind of stuff around there, and I was like, yep, cool. He's my lad. I'm gonna go see him.
I think I would be the same. I would be the same, you see. But it's that initial thing of having to have that chit chat that I imagine. The reason I bring this up is that I imagine that it must be similar for personal training. I have this thing of
1,000%.
This is why I nearly posted about it, because I think it's that whole thing of I imagine there's a lot of people maybe who follow us on Instagram. I've had someone message me a couple of times before going, oh, I wanted to message you for ages, but I've never really thought I could, and not really, and it's a bit different with text-based stuff. I get online messages a bit different, all that sort of stuff. But again, it's that whole thing of when I say to someone, yeah, just look, let's pick up the phone, let's have a chat about coaching. And you kind of feel that they get a little bit of the social anxiety of I listen to you all the time, or they don't think you're a human. But I would imagine there's a lot of people out there who want to do personal training but are afraid to make that leap.
That leap, right? Yeah, that jump.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
I mean, I talk to you every day, so if you want to talk to Dan, don't would be my first one. Yeah, if you want to talk to Dan.
Yeah. don't get dragged into conversation with me. But I remember the first time that I went to basketball. I told you, I don't know if I mentioned this before on the podcast. I probably have, but I'm going to say it again. But the first time as an adult,
too short for basketball.
30-year-old adult, I went to a Sunday scrimmage. They called it, just a practice. Everyone goes along, and they just pick teams and you just play a bit of basketball, right?
Yeah.
Adult league. And I remember going, and I knew I was in the right place. The sports hall was there. I could hear everyone in there. I stopped and nearly walked out. And luckily I went in, and I'm glad I did, because it's great now. And I'm sure my haircut will be the same. I'm sure it would. But isn't it weird how even...
I mean, the idea and the actual having the haircut or your hair after the cut.
Well, don't. I mean, you can't mess this up, do you know what I mean? He's not going to make it look any worse. I'm not bothered about the haircut, really.
You should go and get a nice beard trim as well.
Yeah, no, I would. I'd get it all. Yeah, I'd get it all done properly. But that's what I mean. I
do it every now and again.
I don't know if it's because it's a little bit intimate. Maybe I don't know if it's a little bit like a guy's in a razor on my neck. Do you know? And I don't know the guy. I don't
just Dan's face, just I don't know
what it is. But I feel like I would start. I feel like especially in this heat, I just sit there and start sweating. I'd just be like, oh my god.
I would do that. So.
Yeah, just very strange. I'm obviously odd and weird, but I don't really give a fuck.
No, 100%. I think you're normal.
But I don't know if that's normal. But I just, the reason I was going to talk about it was because I think that there's a lot of people with personal training and online training as well that have a similar thing that, it probably induces some anxiety in people when they want to seek help or they want to do that, but it can seem daunting.
Yeah, 100%.
People use new bits of kit in the gym as well, right? You hear people say all the time, I was afraid to use new bits of kit, and once I did it and realised that I knew how to use it, I was fine.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I don't know if... I can see your point of that kind of stuff, but there's certain... I don't know whether I've got a kind of a fuck it mentality, because I'll be the person who will be like, I will order the weird shit on the menu because I've never had it before, or like when we went to Watson, I was like, I want to use that because I've never used it before. I want to go do that. Like if I never,
but you're trained.
Well, thank you, Dan. Wow, this sounds amazing.
not physique not trained. Your physique is fucking
physique
dreadful.
Is definitely not trained, mate.
But I mean, you're trained to use equipment. So for example, you knew that was a leg press, but I've seen people walk in that gym before and not know that's a leg press.
What do they start doing to it?
Well, nothing. But they certainly weren't putting their feet on it, Tom.
Well, they're not. All right, okay.
Think about the position it was in. I think about where you might put your hands. Yeah, like no, but like
shoulder press.
But people don't know this sort of stuff,
so.
when they walk in. Like I'd walk into the barbers and probably just straddle the chair and be like, well, does that something? I don't know.
Use it as a massage tool. It's great.
I just thought it was interesting. I still haven't been. I'm probably going to do my hair tonight because it's a fucking mess.
Well, I can come down again and hold your hand.
Yeah, well, that's what I need.
We can go together. I just had mine cut.
I feel like
I can get a beard trim.
I feel like what we need to do is we first need to go and get Biscoff ice creams from Waitrose, and then you can hold my hand and walk me there, and it'll be fine.
I mean, absolutely fine. I mean, we can bring Mike. He's got a beard. We can all get beard trims at the same time.
There we go. Exactly that.
I mean, who wouldn't want to see that?
Mike tried the Biscoff ice cream and said it was absolutely incredible, and it is absolutely incredible.
Can we just berate Josh Silverman, a regular guest of this show, who said, "Don't know whether it's better than Oreo."
I mean, the man that doesn't deserve taste buds.
He's just clearly a moron. Yeah.
The reason why, I tell you why, the reason he's wrong is that Oreo ice cream isn't as good as Oreos. I'd rather have the Oreos.
Yeah, rather have Oreos,
right? Yeah. But I wouldn't rather have Biscoff biscuits than have that Biscoff ice cream. I'd rather have the ice cream. That's how you know that's better. Settled. That's the argument settled.
Just done. Yeah. And yet, the day after he posted that review, went and bought 2 boxes more.
Of course he did. Didn't buy Oreos, did he?
Yeah, didn't buy Oreos. No.
Funny that, isn't it?
Jesus
Funny that,
Christ.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Idiot. Don't follow Josh Silverman.
So I've noticed a surge in this recently as well, right?
Idiots.
So this has come from the whole, the god tier, top tier, all that sort of stuff, right? Everyone's doing that. It's engagement baiting. What they do is they post it, and they know it's controversial, and they're doing it just to get people to comment and go, no, you're rubbish, you're talking rubbish, because obviously it boosts their engagement, all that sort of stuff. And that's why people do it, because I know someone who listens to the show, I think he listens to the show, Tom Phillips. He did it the other day with his carb killers. He put Caramel Chaos #2. Caramel Chaos is the worst carb killer you possibly get. And he did it just for engagement baiting. He just wanted the engagement on his post, and I fell for it. I replied.
Hook.
I fell
line.
For it. But that's what people do now,
Yeah.
People post. What they do is they post pictures of marigolds on their feet and say, people like Vibrams these days, And what do they get?
Should we take a minute to actually discuss our opinion on Vibrams?
Oh, I just don't. I mean, I would never be seen wearing.
Never see him my thing. I don't really like feet and other people's feet in fucking toe shoes.
Yeah.
The purpose of socks and shoes is to hide toes. Nothing else. Literally nothing else. Why would you make a thing that's snug like a fucking glove? That's like. Ugh.
I don't get how you need to have that much of an increase in your performance. Even if it helps, it helps such a small amount.
When I was at uni, all the physios and the biomechanists were like, "Yeah, these are the best things ever." And then when I was at uni, I don't know, 8, 10 years ago. How old am I? Yeah, 10 years ago. First year uni was about 10 years ago. Jesus Christ.
I know. I felt old the other day. I felt old the other day as well because I realised how old my car is. I worked out that it's really fucking old. My car, second half of 2007. So I was like, "Fuck, my car's 12 years old." And then I realised that my car was made the year I went to uni.
Jesus.
And I was like, "Oh my god!" So I'll never forget. My username was SP07DSM, and it was the 07 that signified our year. And I was like, "Fuck, I am old." I'm going to kill myself.
I've forgotten my tangent.
I can't remember what you were going to say.
Oh yeah. All the uni lecturers, like physios, professors were talking about Vibrams 10 years ago. They were like, yeah, these are awesome, all wearing them. And now you've explained to me it's come into the bodybuilding world that now 10 years into this.
Well, I think
they're like bodybuilders are using them, and they're like, yeah, these are great.
Well, I think a few people have basically started wearing them, and you know what it's like in bodybuilding. As soon as a couple people start wearing them, then people they just copy them.
Yeah. That's what happens with us, isn't it?
Huh?
That's what happens with us.
Well, yeah, that's what happens with us, mate. People just copy us, right? We eat ice creams, they eat ice creams. It's pretty simple. Yeah, we do it for things like that rather than actual bodybuilding or training or nutrition.
Definitely not training.
But no, and again, it's just those people, I suppose, who are looking for any advantage in their pursuit of muscle or their journey or whatever. And fair play if they want to wear them. I also think that there's an element of bodybuilding or that bodybuilding demographic that actually like to be different because they are different in the very nature of their pursuit of their goal compared to most people in fitness. It's a very different goal to what most people have. So I think they like to have their own little things that they do, which is unique to them. And at the moment, it just appears to be Vibrams. And like I said, I would never buy a pair. I would never wear a pair. I don't think they're beneficial. I don't. For me and my goals anyway, and all my clients' goals, I just don't see how they would be any benefit. I'm sure they cost about fucking £200 probably. I don't know, but I guess they cost a lot of money.
They're decent whack, aren't they? So I end up just training in socks most of the time.
I just don't really see how using them over, like I said, training in socks or bare feet is going to be not actual feet of a bear. I mean bare feet. But like you can easily squat, leg press, whatever in socks, and it'd be fine.
If people don't want to wear Vibrams, there is something called pedestal footwear, which are pretty cool. They're like grippy sock stuff. Or you can just go to the trampoline parks and you get given them.
Nick the socks, yeah, exactly. But like I just use squat shoes for squatting, for stiff legs, for leg press. Like I don't know if it's a grip thing with your toes or what. I don't know. I don't really care. I don't really care either. Like they've got their rationale for using them. They're going to carry on using them. Fair play. Let them do it. Whatever. I just like I said, we just picked up on it the other day. It was quite funny, just because because I think like we all do things that are a bit quirky. Like they're a bit weird. To bodybuilders, we're weird because we don't care about our muscles or we don't care about our food. Like that's just the way that people think. Like it's fine.
I care about my food. It's tasty.
There's nothing wrong. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. And like I said, I'm sure they all laugh at me and they all laugh at you, or they laugh at me and Mike, or laugh at everyone. But that's fine. Like I don't like I said, it doesn't bother me as long as everyone can laugh at each other's own things that they find funny as well. Then it's fine.
We're 18 minutes in yet. We haven't started the show yet. So.
Mate, people love a ramble.
But we do.
Hey, they wouldn't be this far into the podcast, right? They wouldn't be this far into listening to them if they didn't like their old ramble. 10 years.
But we've also got to just discuss what was the burger that we had on the Wednesday, because we said we were going to go have it on the show, but we recorded obviously on the Tuesday night.
Well, my client Nikki tagged me in the top 50 burgers in the UK. Like legit list it is, and I'll tell you how I know.
Where's the tag?
I'll tell you how I know it's a legit list, Tom. Right? Because
she made it.
No, because Magoo Diner was on there, number 13.
Ooh.
But three of the places that were on there in the top 10, Tom, Black Bear, Bleecker, and Burger and Beyond was number 1.
Really? I've been saying this for weeks. Yeah. I swear. And people have asked me like my opinion, and I was
I'll tag you in it now. I'll find it.
I feel so ratified.
Yeah, because I went through it and I was
last week was like, what are the best? I was like, give me a list. What's your top 3 burgers? And I did say Bleecker. I said Dip and Flip and Beyond.
Dip and Flip was on there. Dip and Flip was there as well.
So my top 3. I did say Black Bear, but I was like, maybe not like my top 3, but Burger and Beyond. Mainly because the burger's amazing, but all the other stuff like the poutine is also amazing.
So it's called the Big Seven Islands. Anyway, 50 best burgers in England, right? And there's a couple in Bristol that we missed as well, by the way.
Really?
So I'll just skip through a lot of the ones that we won't have heard of, because there's some place in like Exeter, Stoke-on-Trent, Bradford. We're never going to probably go there. Dip and Flip, 38th. Dip and
38.
Flip.
See the thing with Dip and Flip, like the burger is amazing, but the gravy makes it, right?
Yeah, but then the other one is there's Lucky Fox on here, which is Mike's talks about this all the time in Sheffield.
Okay.
And that's on there, 36th. So that's kind of how I know that I was like, okay, this is getting interesting now, because I was like, I know some of these places and I've heard of some of them and they're really good. Almost Famous in Leeds as well. I've heard that's good. Brother goes to Leeds. He lives in Leeds and he's been there before. Said it's good. I mean, anyone can back me up with these as well. Nottingham, Annie's Burger Shack. Heard that's very good. Meat Liquor.
Of course.
Was on there. The one I didn't like that was on there was Owie Diner was 20th, and I was like, that's not great.
That's so
Owie
went,
Diner.
Right?
That's where we went for the ones that looked great, but they weren't that great to eat, though, were they?
No.
So then this is where it gets interesting. Top 20, right? Black Bear Burger, 19th.
Nice.
So Black Bear was there. And then, where are we here? Magoo Diner, 13th. So that's the one we had where we had the...
Why Meat Liquor Leeds?
I don't know. It just says Leeds on it, doesn't it? But, so the one we had at Magoo Diner was we had the double patties and we had bacon, and then on top of that was Lotus Biscoff spread with pecan butter. Pecan nut butter. So that was very, very good. So then in the top 10, you've got Bleecker Burger at 9. Incredible.
Yeah.
That it is one of the best burgers. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what Mike says either. He's wrong. Patty and Bun was 5th.
Bun, a standard, like, but I think.
So we didn't go to this one. We should have gone to Squeezed in Bristol. That's number 4. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, we know now.
There's a place in Hull.
Hope Burger.
Oh, Burger and Beyond, sorry, was second.
Second.
But, you know, Seven Bone Burger was first, and that's the one that me and Mike went to post his show.
Oh, really?
And that is, to be fair, very, very good. But I reckon those top 10, again, knowing that Bleeker's in there, and knowing that Black Bear's down, like I said, at 18th, and Magoo's there at 13th, anything in the top 20 is going to be good. I guarantee that. So if any of you want that link, in fact, we'll post it in the Facebook group, probably, Tom.
Yeah,
tagged you in it, mate. Yeah, incredible list of places. And so I would hazard a guess, if you live anywhere near any of those, go to it, and I would imagine it would be one of the best burgers you've ever had, because there's some legit choices on there.
Yeah, but if you're in London, it's Bleecker. There's a few of them. Black Bear is in Shoreditch. Dip and Flip, they're all south, which is really annoying. They need to venture to like Shoreditch or to Camden.
Meat Liquor,
but there's also Meat Liquor, Meat Mission, Meat Market. They're all the same company. They all do the same burgers. That's Shoreditch, near Oxford Street now. They've moved, just off Regents. And Burger and Beyond. Burger and Beyond is it's way more like fancy though. You have to sit down. It's really nice inside. And then order Tom Collins, order the tater tots, and then go to town on a burger. Oh, they're hiring as well. I might quit my job.
So this is the burger episode. We went to Magoo Diner, but that was the best one I've ever had. Because obviously like Bleecker and Black Bear are just good because you're just getting basically a cheeseburger, and it's the quality of the burger that makes it. Whereas Magoo was the quality of the burger, but also the toppings as well, like the Biscoff spread.
Oh no, I came back raving about the halloumi fries. Oh, the
halloumi fries!
I went straight on the Thursday when I got back. I was like, "Where do them in London?" There's limited places, and it's all vegan places.
It's like the chili jam and the mint yogurt though together was just like, mate. See, the thing is, I know you're going to come back to Bath now and visit me.
We don't have to go there. I didn't think their their serving manner was very great.
They didn't want us in there, did they?
They didn't want.
They wanted us to take it away. They really wanted us to do takeaway. They were like, "We don't want to serve."
Why do you want to sit here? It's like, I don't know. I want to sit have a burger. It
was a bit odd. That was. But if anyone's ever in Bath, go to Magoo Diner. It is very, very good. Or get takeout actually.
Yeah, get takeout
because they won't want you sitting. So yeah,
it's pretty strange. All right. 25 minutes in. Shall we? Let's start the show.
Yeah, let's talk about some nutrition.
So we got nutrition-y, training-y stuff. So what you said something about Jordan Peters is going to start. So we're going to talk about breaking through plateaus, I guess is the theme of this episode, and it's a reason because Jordan Peters is a pretty advanced lifter. Savvy? Yeah, cool. And he's decided to take it upon himself to go away from, I guess, traditional percentage-based programming. Is that what he's doing?
He doesn't do percentage. He doesn't do percentage based. He just does overload, like weight, load, overload every session.
So he's not been tracking properly, and he's the
no. So his thing was that he tracks all his weights and everything, but he's he constantly goes for the low volume, high intensity, go to failure, lift as much load as possible, where you can't increase the load, increase the reps, where you then increase the reps to a point, then increase the load.
So he goes for a direct linear progression of load, really.
Yeah, and just flat out intensity, like two sets of just
load.
fucking.
So his graph of just volume load should go up or just straight down, week by week. Should either be one of those.
Yeah.
So what he's going to go towards is a reps in reserve scale, which I hope it's something that we actually teach on our personal training level 1 course in Third Space. So we're ahead of the game, of course.
Yeah. No, I just thought it was funny because basically Jordan Peters has gone on. I'm only 25 minutes into the podcast, I think. But basically, Jordan Peters and Michael Israel got together.
Well, that was random. I know you are. I've got the timer.
No, as in like the podcast that they did.
Oh, right. I was like, yeah, we are. Yeah, you're right.
Such a dick. No, in their podcast. I'm 25 minutes in. I've got another half an hour to go. But basically, I also know kind of like from speaking to people what the conclusion is. So basically, Mike Israel's big on keeping reps in reserve, managing your fatigue, increasing volume, understanding where your maximal amount of volume you can recover from. You know, we talked about this last week on the MEV and MRV and all these acronyms. You only really need to worry about it if you're a bodybuilder. But basically, Jordan Peters just basically goes in the gym, scares himself shitless with the weight he's got to lift, lifts it, and then next week beats it, and then beats it, and beats it. And basically, on the podcast, he's basically said how he's running out of training partners because they just can't keep up with him, because they like need to take months off because they just can't keep training that intensity, and he's just, even admits himself, he's a little bit like tapped in the head really to be able to keep doing that. But he's got to a point where he can't do it anymore. He can't keep increasing the load because he's just reached his max capacity to do that. And basically, he's going to trial a reps in reserve based protocol from now on, I suppose, whereby he's going to manage his intensity of his lifts so that he can do a bit more volume and that he can recover from them effectively and all this sort of stuff. And I just thought it was funny. The reason I thought it'd be interesting to talk about it is because I know that a lot of bodybuilders basically do the whole, well, Jordan Peters does it, so I'm going to do it, and they basically just train themselves within an inch of their life, and they just keep pushing like intensity, and they just talk about it, low volume, high intensity, take it to failure, you know, crawl out of the gym kind of attitude to training, with the rationale of like, oh well, Jordan Peters does it, and he's big and amazing, and all the top bodybuilders do it, so let's do that. And basically, I think in this hour-long podcast, basically, I think Jordan Peters appears to have come around to the idea that actually potentially for where he's at the moment, he's peaked and he's plateaued, and he needs to try something different to overcome that plateau so that he can eventually lift more and get bigger, because that's his goal, obviously, just to get massively bigger. I just thought it was funny because I just imagine in a couple of months' time, a lot of people who were just big, trained to failure, copying Jordan Peters on now be like, oh yeah, I'm going to try reps in reserve now. Just be like completely because he has, you know what I mean? Like no like regard for their own thoughts or their own feelings on the situation, all that sort of stuff. And it just, I find that I can always talk about this sort of stuff or give a sort of an opinion because I'm not in either camp. Like, our clients don't need to be in either. Our clients just need to get in and train pretty hard. Most of them won't know where training to failure is anyway. And if you give them a reps in reserve scale, they wouldn't train 1 rep in reserve. They'd train probably 3 reps in reserve. They would just leave a lot in the tank and they would sack it off. So, there's so many variables to do with it, and you have to understand where failure is. And in my mind, you have to want to be a top bodybuilder to understand both things, both training to failure and also reps in reserve. You have to. Like, even now, I train to probably, like, if I'm being really honest, on a lot of my sets between 3 and 5 reps in reserve. Like, I know I could do loads more. I just can't be bothered. But I know that I can also train within that amount and probably then not have to deload for 6 weeks because I'm training 3 times a week and all that sort of stuff.
I mean, I'm that nerdy that, Dan, this is the transference scale of percentage based to reps in reserve that I always keep. I have a screenshot of my phone.
You're so cool, mate.
I'm so cool. That's why you love me, mate. But yeah, if anybody's struggling, because I guess like the traditional stuff is like, oh, you work to like, it's like 100%, and then even 98 or 97.5%, then 95, then 92, 93%, 91, 90%, based off how many you're meant to be lifting, right? So that there's like max exertion is like failure, and then you've got near max exertion in reps in reserve is like 1 to 2. And then hard exertion and medium hard exertion is the It's a guy called Mladen Johanovic, and I think it's Dan Baker who came up with it as well. Dan Baker scale of reps in reserve. Pretty sure.
No idea.
No, it is Dan Baker's load. If you want to look it up, Dan Baker's load exertion table.
Sounds really weird.
But yeah, you can kind of work out how much percentage. Say if you've got your 1 rep max is obviously going to be your 100%. So what Dan's saying is, if you were training to say you'd say 3 to 4 most of the time.
Around there, yeah.
Yeah, so 3 to 4 reps short is actually, it's a hard exertion. Basically, is how you'd put it to. But say if Dan, I don't know, repped out, what was it, like 80% of his 1 RM, he's going to be 3-4 reps short, like 81%, 4, 7. So how many are going to be? About 7 reps. You should be hitting 2 reps. Yeah. So if you're doing like a 10 RM, you'll probably tap out at 7 and be like, no, I can't do anymore.
Yeah, probably, and I think that like it's just, I just think the whole thing is, it's just based around, like I said, how much you want to get results, and we did a YouTube video on it as well, like where we talked about it, and there's actual research to show that, you know, a lot of people don't know their rep maxes, they don't understand that, they've never been pushed to that level.
100%, you don't need to.
And you don't need to know. Of course you don't. But then it's like you don't then know your reps in reserve if you don't know where your true 1 RM is, because like we found with calculations before, you can do your 10 RM, but it doesn't equal your 1 RM as a percentage.
Because we've done it previously, right? We've based off, so maybe maximally 100% because of the way myself and Dan have trained each other through the last 5-6 years. You can rep out at a lower weight, say you're 80%. Far more than I can. You will absolutely butcher me by about 3, 4, 5 reps at what would be that weight. But maybe the absolute, if we were doing 1s and 2s, I would probably find more comfortable and be like, I can do that. It's fine.
Yeah, and I think like with the YouTube video, like Mike talked about the research as well, and there's actually some research to show that they basically got a bunch of participants and said, right, you know, put your 10 rep max on that bar, and then I want you to squat with it, or whatever it was, back squat, whatever. I don't know the exact details, but
back squat, that's tricky terminology there, mate.
Yeah. So let's say they did 10 RM, and basically what they did, it might have been bench press actually, I think it was 10 RM. So they said, right, pick your 10 RM, put it on there, and then just rep it out as many reps as you can to failure. And there were some people that got like over like 18, 19, 20. Yeah. And some of them were actually training more reps in reserve than they actually were selecting on the bar. So they said 10 RM. Some of them went over 20. So that's like you're not even training, effectively. You're not even training, like as that scale goes. And these are people that maybe been training for a year or two or whatever. And I just think that a lot of the time, people don't know where their limits are. So that's where the reps in reserve scale kind of falls down. I think a lot of people could actually train, or probably do train the majority of the time, probably within the 3 to 6 reps in reserve range, and still get good results. Yeah. Pretty much. You don't have to train to failure, and all the guys that do train to failure get incredible results because they eat, live, and breathe bodybuilding. So they know how to recover and do all those sorts of things. But I just thought it was interesting because I think, you know, in terms of overcoming plateaus, for example, you want to talk about. But from my point of view, it's just funny because I think a lot of people now will just be like, oh well, you know, I'll just change my philosophy as well then, without actually having any thought behind it. Like, it's not like that argument isn't going to change anything that I think about training. Like, without sounding like a douchebag or a dickhead, I didn't learn anything from watching that or understand that, because again, for my demographic, I don't fall in one camp or the other where it's 100% has to be that. I'm not there. I'm not that demographic where I don't need to worry about that and sit in and like be like that's the way to go about it. There are some of my clients that I have to stop them training so hard, and there are some clients that have to push to train harder. That's pretty much it for me. Like, I don't have to stress too much about it.
I'd say the scales that we generally use, like RPEs, are easy to understand for less developed lifters because it's just a 1 to 10 scale. It's like, oh, how hard do you feel that was? If you relate it to how you did it previously, but they have to have done it previously. So. And then obviously, so you got RPE scales is what reps in reserve scale should replace if you become more advanced, and then you can also track your lifts better. And then the traditional percentage scales, I still like using them. It's probably just the traditional S&C coaching me that I'm like, all right, that's how that you should be hitting this many reps, or that's how my wave of linear progression is going to happen, or however my overload's going to be, so I can be like, all right, week 1's there, week 2's heavy, week 3's light, week 4's heavy, and I can use my percentages based off that. I would find it tough to know the intensity, especially if I've got the numbers in front of me and I kind of know that person what they should be hitting. But I might write a plus or minus like 1-2% on the bar because I don't know what that person's feeling like that day. So that might be on that particular day, their 1RM is actually 102% of it, of whatever their 7 R&R is. Probably just it sounded like a different language what I just spoke to some of the people. So yeah, that's what you got. Sometimes got to like make the call, especially in one-to-one coaching. I probably make that call nearly every single day, depending on how that person's feeling. So like today, one of my lads he literally just wanted to sit and chat for 25 minutes about all stuff going on in his life, just because he trusts me. So that was about it, and I ramped his session right down. We did fuck all. Nothing's going on. We were at 60%, and that was like 20 rep max stuff. So if you're lifting at 60% of your rep max, that's about 20 reps. But yeah, it was strange. But breaking through plateaus, Dan, is stuff that we've discussed before. I've delivered some sort of talk on this previously, because it's just certain variances of exercises and stuff that you can start to do. But maybe if we were to say we were sticking with the same exercise, what we could manipulate within that. So if we were just doing like, let's go bog standard deadlift stuff, or bench pressing. Everybody wants to get a bigger bench press, right? Oh yeah, that was after training with Dan. My triceps have never been sore. Like, I clearly do no direct tricep
pussy, mate.
at all.
You're such a pussy, mate.
Such a pussy. Dad didn't want to do fucking leg extensions.
Don't need to do them, mate. I've got shorts on. Shorts cover my quads. I don't know what you're on about, mate. Unnecessary. We'd already done flipping legs as well.
I know, it was great. We did.
Ridiculous.
Dan did back squats, I did front squats. Then we did the vertical leg press as a thing of beauty.
Yeah, so why do we ever need to do more quads then? After
then
that?
I was like, I want to do more quads. I felt like because we'd done so much, we did just push pull, didn't we, on the day before, and then we went and did we did push pull again, didn't we? But we did push pull pull because I had the idea of like I want a horizontal supersetted with a vertical. Crazy. We took up 2 machines at the same time. Taboo that.
Great, mate.
I know, it was pretty crazy. Pretty good though. I did enjoy it because I don't machine based train very much, and then probably when I'm with you I do. It's just,
you realise how cool they are.
Yeah, I'm like I don't have to do anything. It's great.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to set everything up and all that. But no, you're right. That vertical leg press is very, very nice though.
It's an absolute dream. So if anybody that has psoas tendon clicking for the lack of a better word.
Sorry, that's old man hips like Tom.
Old man hips like me. So there's a condition. There's your psoas tendon goes pretty much near over your hip capsule. So it gives a kind of it's not painful, but it's a like poppy clicky sound maybe when either you go through squatting or but what's really common is if you're in a dead bug position and then gravity takes it down. If you're pushing your leg back down from a dead bug position, it clicks over your hip. It's not painful, it's just weird. But it also can happen when you're doing that same motion within squatting or whatever. So what I wanted to try, because I was convinced that gravity would have an effect on it, and it did, was when I was lying on my back, because of where the gravity would sit and push the tendon over my capsule, and my capsule would be like my socket would be further into my hip. And would I have any pain or any uncomfortableness? And I didn't, Dan. And it was amazing.
You didn't, did you? That's why you loved it so much.
That's why I loved it so much. And that's why I sent a picture to my fitness director straight away and was like, can we get one of these? And then
we need one of these now. It would really help everyone in the gym.
Everyone really wants it. FYI, whichever gym it goes in, can I move there? Because that's all I'm using. Legs are done. That's all I have to do. I'll be on there all the time. Superb, loved it. But good work. Vertical leg press, way forward. Obviously, people need to learn how to use it. Don't let it fall on you. Is a little bit scary, I guess.
Good advice, that, isn't it, mate? That
It's sound advice, but yeah. So we'll take a bench press, right? What are some strategies that you have used? I guess we can talk pauses, speed, tempos, all that kind of crap.
Yeah, so we'll obviously we're talking about deadlift, I suppose. Did we say we were going to talk about deadlift? Did
deadlift or bench press? Whichever one's more interesting?
Well,
those are the ones we care about.
I mean, with deadlifts, you could do like pauses. So you could do you slightly lighter weight. You can do pause just below the knee. You could do stuff like that. You can do. You could vary the depth at which you deadlifted from. You could do from a block, for example. You could do not like a rack pull. That's probably a different movement altogether. But certainly raise it slightly off the floor.
FYI. People doing like 1RMs on rack pulls, lamest thing ever.
Yeah,
just don't do it.
You could then do like speed deadlifts, so you could lower the weight a lot and you focus on rate of force development that you're trying to do.
Is that talking about strength speed or speed strength then?
Oh, don't start with that. I think what else you could do. You could do like sumo deadlifts. You could change your foot position, your stance a little bit. Still train that movement. So there are things you can do straight off the bat that would change the weight you're lifting, the rep schemes you might choose, you decide to do. So yeah, that's that basically.
I think those are the things. If somebody's struggling with a plateau, certainly with one lift, I think changing like foot position or hand position, turning like bench pressing into like maybe you just close grip and close grip does not mean you have to go super 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 tight. My version of just close grip is either a half or a whole hand in from your normal position. We're actually fine. Crazy people just like I'm gonna put it right next to my head. You're like that's gonna be really good on your shoulder, really good. You've got pain. All right, wonderful, good work.
It's gonna hurt, yeah.
It's gonna hurt. But pause work. So and people like Dan just said you can pause below the knee. You can pause wherever the hell you want to.
Yeah. Most common one is pause below knee.
It's pause below knee, or I like using a pause like 2 centimeters off the floor. So you just take the click out the bar, and then you like hovering, and then you lift. Like that. And the pause can be for however long you want to do as well. I would within deadlifting, if you're holding it for more than 5 seconds, then get a life. Apart from that, tempo work. I guess that's eccentric tempo work, or you can do just concentric phases within deadlifts. I would be quite happy programming those in. So you just lift up, drop down, lift up, drop down. You won't get sore as well, which is great. Most people do just drop down, I think, now. Whenever we probably did our S&C or our teach backs, we probably had like slow eccentric phase, controlled eccentric phase. No, believe it or not, you can just drop it. It's absolutely fun. Speed work, there's like super light speed work, which is speed strength, and then slightly heavier stuff, which is up to like 60%. Up to 60% is strength speed. Up to 35 to 40% is speed strength. Sorry, not strength speed. Confusing myself then.
What about the bit in the middle of that though?
Well, that's where you get from 45 to 60% is strength speed, and then from body weight to 45% would be speed strength, because you're moving fast. And as soon as you lose velocity and you feel like you're moving velocity, fuck it off. Don't do any more.
There you go.
There you go. If you think you're repping it out, it's just hypertrophy, mate. So fuck off.
Yeah, don't bother.
Don't bother. If it gets above 6, we'll jog on. You're not moving very quickly anymore. Which people suffer with, like, I'm going to do 10 reps of these speed work. What, 10 reps, yeah? Alright, good luck. You ain't going to be moving quick, but after 10 reps, far too long. Far too long. ATP's gone down. ATP's gone.
You hate all that shit, don't you?
I do hate that shit.
You hate when you see people doing all that sort of stuff, because that's bad.
Because they're no longer moving quickly, so they've lost the emphasis of what they're trying to do, and you're no longer breaking plateaus. You're doing muscular endurance. Good work.
Right, Tom. You're so right. You're so right.
But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I would start to do. And if you want to really learn about it, then talk to Dan, not me.
Don't talk to me.
Anyway, I've just written a list of I've something that was a slightly bugbear of mine, but I don't want to talk about. Is squeezing dumbbells really hard and realizing that you don't always have to train your grip and like banded work and kind of pulls and stuff. I would quite happily just kind of lightly hold and actually try and feel my back in like banded pull aparts and stuff like that. Really annoyed me this week, but yeah. I don't know why. People are like gripping the shit out or something. They're like sparked up all the way down their forearm. What are you training? Chest. Alright, good work. Right.
Really annoys you, doesn't it? See that in you, mate. Flipping hell.
Alright, mate. Alright, let's play a game of favourites, Dan. have written down 3 things nutritionally and 3 things training-wise. Give us your favourite. Because you're a trainer.
Come on, then.
Right, favourite mobility drill. Dan, go.
Oof.
You don't do them, so...
I do like...
What was Dan's warm-up?
I do like a Spider-Man lunge into a reach overhead.
Spider-Man lunge.
Yeah, that's quite a good one. Or a like a sumo squat with your toes under with your fingers under your toes, and then reaching up one at a time as well.
I like that.
It's quite good.
I like that. I like mainly doing like thoracic-y rotational stuff. So like rib grab, lying down, thoracic rotation. Look that up. With some crocodile breathing. Best thing in the world. Favourite squat regression?
Ooh, goblet squat. I love a goblet squat.
I'm going to concur. Either goblet squat or landmine goblet loaded.
So, there's a shock.
Because like the angle of attack's like awesome. You're like straight
goblet.
that way.
I like the goblet.
Goblet squats are great. They're just I feel like they're sometimes overused in PT maybe, but underused in your own training. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of very easy exercise to program for when you're training a client, and probably great for them. But when you're training yourself, it's very rare that I'm gonna, I don't know, writing goblet squats most of the time. But you're like, it's a regression. It's like one of the easiest squats you can do. Yeah, but if you load it to hell, it's pretty decent. Right, an exercise you cannot do without.
Lat pull down. I just love a lat pull down.
Lat pull down. You do love a lat pull down.
I do really like a lat pull down. I think it's an exercise that once you really feel and you know that you're doing it properly, I just love the feeling of it. Like nothing. I think there's no better feeling than when you can really fully contract your lat, and once you know how to do it and you can do it, it's like a feeling you just don't ever want to lose. I don't know why. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go with another row as well, because I quite like kind of a low-seated row, and I'd go single arm as well, without rotation, or with rotation, maybe with a very controlled rotation, a low-seated row on a cable.
Yep.
Beautiful. Right, nutrition. 300 calorie meal.
Ooh, fucking hell, that's a good one.
Pretty standard for kind of weight lossy stuff. 300 calories, nice ballpark. I'm going to leave this one to you because I wouldn't really know. I'd be like,
300 calorie meal.
Biscoff ice cream is 300 calories.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would give. If I only had 300 calories left to eat, that's what I would have. I would say probably be that's a tough one, mate. Probably be like an egg white omelette with Eat Lean cheese, some chorizo crumb to add a bit of flavour to it.
Ooh.
Yeah, probably that with a bagel.
Nice.
That would be about 300 calories, I reckon.
Full bagel?
Bagel thin.
Bagel thin, yeah. If anyone would know what those are, they're just game changers.
I think that's what I'd have.
Decent, mate. Favourite mass meal?
Ooh. I tell you what I do really like.
That'd be like 750 calories up.
I tell you what I do like that is really quite dense in calories and very easy to cook and eat is gnocchi. Very, very good.
Ooh, very good.
Because you mix in a bit of pesto with that, straight away the calories in that. But I would have to say it would be bacon, poached egg, avocado on bagel. I think. Because that would be about 750 calories.
I mean, I'm a full advocate of Brinner, and I will have Brinner most of the time.
Yeah.
It's unreal. I'd go that, 100%.
I could have breakfast every meal of the day.
Yeah, same. Absolutely. Right. Last one. Favourite thing to cure a sugar craving? That isn't, well, I don't know, it would be sugar-based.
I do like jelly when I'm dieting.
Yeah. Okay, that was the angle I was going for. Dieting based. Not just...
Yeah, diet. Yeah, it would be,
on mass, it would be like, I'm just going to just eat.
Jelly is probably the thing. I'm trying to think. Like, diet beverages don't really... they're nice, but I mean...
They're nice,
just
but
every
I
day.
just have them all the time, yeah. So.
But then again, a Twister's pretty good. 40 calories for a mini Twister. I mean, that's pretty decent, isn't it?
I would tend to go towards some sort of ice cream based stuff. The little Kinder things are only about 60.
The thing I think the thing you're missing here, Tom, is that the actual answers were, and for number 1 was Biscoff ice cream. For number 2 was 3 Biscoff ice creams. And this one is Biscoff ice cream. So,
do you think they'll sponsor us soon? I think so.
They better do.
Just send us some stuff. It'll be fine.
Just send us some stuff.
Right, mate. I think that'll wrap up favourites. Wrap up the show. We've been going 50 minutes, and we spent half of it talking about fitness, maybe. Debatable as well. So, right. Any other business?
No other business for me.
No, very true. We should probably get a guest on at some point because I think we've just been hogging the limelight. But yeah, anybody we want to think about getting on? Maybe a new LinkedIn friend. Be great.
Yeah, your new LinkedIn friend. Yeah, that might work. That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it?
That'd be somebody. Some people would listen to it. 100%. Dan wouldn't. No.
I wouldn't. I'd be. You'd have to do it with Josh that day.
Yeah, probably. All right. Yeah. All right. Go eat those burgers. If anybody goes and has one of those burgers this week, tell us because they probably want to see a picture of the real thing. Incredible. All right, and we will catch you next week.
Catch you later.